a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Shop Live and Music COVID edition. What's happening?
What's up? How's everybody doing?
What's up, y'all?
I'm back from Hawaii, out of the Hawaiian shirt and back into the cashmere sweater.
Must be hard, dude. Bro, the pictures looked incredible, man. Was it just a great time or what?
Oh, it was a great trip. Yeah, it was good. It's like we don't exactly share vacation pictures here, but we could, it's like we're into everything else and going to get a little bit into our business processes and what we're up to next and just kind of building everything with you guys. So yeah, it was a beautiful place. If anybody ever wants to stay at an amazing house on the Big Island, I found a gem.
Very cool. I'm so sorry. I got to switch cameras here.
Okay, there you go. It's just frozen for a moment. I was like, wait a minute. We need subtitles.
These guys. So yeah, we're gearing up. We're leaving for Italy in T-4 weeks and counting the days.
Wow.
Summer vacation is almost upon us.
1 month away, huh? Really? You're coming up on a month, huh?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be going to the airport about 3 weeks.
If you didn't know, Pasquale likes to get to the airport early,
like the day before type early. I don't know why. It really comforts me to know that I don't have to be there until tomorrow. It's something. It's one of my neuroses that I've embraced over the years.
You're like, forget the discomfort of sleeping in the airport for a night.
I know.
That's nothing compared to the joy of knowing that you're through security at least 12 hours.
At least 12 hours, Rubs. Come on. I remember. I'll never forget when I was in Spain and I was there way too early. Sorry, I'm having some.
It's okay.
It's
the internet. Everyone's been on a Zoom call.
The interwebs. Yeah, is that better?
It's a little better as long as you sit back. It's going to be better. There we go. That's better. That's good. Easy there. Which way is it to the gun show?
So, a lot of cool stuff to talk about. As always, our conversations are great. We're selling lots of jewelry. We're, getting ready for this big jewelry show, right? JCK Vegas.
Yes. So not only is it T-minus a month away from you departing, but right beforehand is basically the biggest jewelry conference in the United States, right? Is JCK in Las Vegas.
Huge show. And I was going to attend. Bill's going to attend and represent, Diamonds in Music and
I'll be there
that we're working on. But
I would just say too to customers and clients, literally, not that we can't get you anything, but if there is any kind of jewelry or raw materials you want, the next 4 weeks is the time to start talking to us and book one of those appointments with us, because there will be every single kind of precious gem, stone type of jewelry from represented everywhere. Everything. Many international vendors. We can always source these things, but when you're right there and can have a conversation, if there's, anything for you or in your world or someone else about, this is a good time just to mention it quickly.
Yeah, definitely. It's actually a really fun show. So, who knows, maybe I'll just sneak out and show up.
One night. I'm gonna get you out there for one night. We'll
Do a
figure
little
it out.
cameo, right? Yeah.
You'll have your bags packed 3 days in advance for Italy. And
Yeah,
then we'll get you out for one night for JCK. It's gonna be good.
it's cool. Just action packed, summer right prior to the JCK show, which is I think the 9th through the 12th of June. I think the 3rd through the 5th of June
Yes.
is the National Association of Music Merchants, or the NAMM Show. That's happening here in Anaheim.
Damn.
Usually it's usually actually in January. Maybe next year they'll go back to the regular January programming. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely going to go there. It's literally like 20 minutes from my home. So,
Perfect.
and I'm going to be
gonna represent. Tell them what we've been thinking about representing. I mean, we've talked about it, but why is Diamonds and Music gonna go to the music merchandise conference?
you
Oh,
should ask that.
oh, you're gonna show Christmas early. Wait, I haven't even
Hang
really
on,
seen
guys.
this in person in the same way.
Yeah,
I didn't change the view here.
we have the little reveal here, guys.
Oh yeah, put that right in the middle and then bring it a little closer. There we go. Tell us what that is, because it looks funky.
Who wants an 808? Who wants to make hip hop music?
Yes. As
So
a
this is
pendant. Look at that.
mold.
Oh, that's so cool. When you turn it like that, now you really get a sense of it.
Look at the detail on this thing.
So great.
Bill and I have been talking about, doing musical instruments, and this is actually one of the groundbreaking, one of the first. You can even see it rolling on the top here, and then the rhythm composer TR-808. So, a lot of the early pioneers of hip hop music actually made their beats on here, right, Bill? Give me a little sample.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way, if you've listened to modern music, any hip hop or any electronic dance music, that you do not actually know the sound of the kick drums and the drums and beat instruments that are made with the 808.
Look at the details. Look at the numbers on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 11, and then
and you can't even tell. This is like a webcam that we're on, man. Wait till that thing is cast. You can imagine that in gold with like black and enamels that come. We showed, a week or two ago, we showed the famous white, yellow, orange, and red keys that are along the bottom. It's an iconic instrument, and it's going to look so cool as a pendant.
Yeah, Bill's referring to these keys down here. Yep. You're right. It's definitely going to come to life when we cast it into gold and start just wearing it around. I literally just want to bring back the Run DMC, just represent, baby. We got two. One for me, one for you.
Once we have an MPC and a Kai MPC, or think of, these are very detailed, but think of a saxophone. If these instruments aren't your thing, think of a guitar. You could tell the difference between a classic Fender or a classic Gretsch guitar. The ability to create custom instruments, your instrument as a piece of jewelry, is just so exciting.
Yeah, I actually had an engagement ring appointment this morning and brought the 808 because I knew that the gentleman is a music producer, and he actually wants the Akai. It's the MPC, the new one. He says it's portable. It's got a speaker on it.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, I'm like, shouldn't we be focusing on your wife's engagement ring? And he's like, well, I kind of want some stuff too. So I'm like, all right, man.
Hey, maybe that's what she gets him instead of you get him a less expensive wedding band, right? Again, we always have a variety of budget. Who says you have to do things a certain way? You could get a more affordable, even honestly, like a longer lasting, more durable wedding band, the male band, right? And then spend more money on a pendant if that's what he wants.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So it's just cool to be able to actually show people stuff and get them engaged and actually like get this ball rolling. It's cool to start executing some of these pieces. So that's really exciting. In other music news, after many years of unbearing some wonderful arrangements that this super talented trombone player did for me years ago, Francisco Torres. He's his credits are
Legend.
he's an
Latin
incredible
jazz,
musician. So,
LA-based legend.
yeah, he's done work for Dancing with the Stars, TV shows, Poncho Sanchez, et cetera, et cetera. So I got 5 arrangements from him for what is going to be a Latin jazz album, My Ode to John Coltrane. It's taken me a little bit of time, but we're coming full circle, and Poshki's got his mojo again, baby.
Dude.
We're gonna do it. I want to.
I love it. You know what I just thought of? I like today's episode, by the way, for anybody watching, this is like part of sharing and building our businesses and the I like to say collective of Diamonds in Music. So it's also a record label. I like to say now that it's a jewelry collective or boutique that's run like a record label. But dude, we should release it in part under the Diamonds in Music label if you're interested.
Sure, man. I'm open to different things. So I'm not sure if I'm still sharing my screen.
No, we just see, oh, you know what? I need to go. I think I jumped off, sorry, that view. So we just need to switch the view back because I wanted to see the pendant. Whoops. There we go. There we go. Let's do that. Now we can see everything.
So a good friend of mine, this is just a little teaser photo shoot. He had this incredible camera, and we just literally for about 20 minutes put together this tiny little photo shoot with me and the Congis, and
so great.
If I can share my little video here,
you guys did a video too? No, let me check it out. I love it. We're catching up on everything, you and I.
17 seconds of fame here, bro. Let's just
please.
See if
I've seen you play in a lot of places. Way more fame than this. Yeah, let's check it out. Is it a slow-mo?
In 1992, I started to listen to the music of Carlos Santana, and I asked, like, where is that sound coming from? The congas. So that's when I understood that music took over my life.
So it's a real rough cut, but we're gonna get some good stuff going, man, and we're gonna start playing here in town. We're gonna start doing music festivals in Italy. Today, La Habra, tomorrow, the world, my friend.
You did a gig recently, right?
Did a gig, man. Did an incredible show up at Art City in Ventura.
Dude, I love it.
Did I
tell us? So I think we were talking a little bit about it last week, but just again, it's like tying all these lines and pieces through. There was the sculptor's art who sculpts musical instruments literally out of like marble and raw stone, right?
Yeah. Ramon Byrne, the guy's, I mean, he was a stonemason his whole life, grew up in Big Sur, just incredible talent. Doesn't even use power tools. I didn't know. I got a little sneak peek. I was like lucky enough to talk with the artist for an hour prior to his presentation, and I don't know. I'm kind of still taken aback at how incredible the creative process is. Working with artists, working with authors, working with musicians. Like I'm fascinated with the creative process, and I feel literally like alive again. My soul is coming alive again in my own life by doing more music, by doing this brand with you, Bill, and like just kind of participating more in the creative flow, man, that I've been part of for years. I just kind of forgot about it for a while.
Yeah, that I think, sometimes I think there's like two sides of this of either, we have to kind of help people connect the dots, or they just get it. And it's like we find our audience, and hopefully those of you out there listening are into our conversation and connecting with this. But it really is, if you're confused at all or not sure, you're like, wait, why aren't they exactly just selling jewelry to me right now? It's about a creative process. It's about the creative process, because jewelers are artists also. Jewelry is a piece of art to us, and it's a creative expression that's about a piece of jewelry that represents you and your creative expression, your energy and vibration in the world. And that's what makes a piece of jewelry special. This is the antithesis of just going down the road to, some guy named Bridges or whatever, or the place in the
Any
mall.
number of shystas. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I had a great conversation with my client today about transparency and how he actually had gone, because after 6 years of being with the girl, she was like, "Put a ring on it," and so he went to a store in a
Yeah.
mall, and they were very, very hesitant to even work with him. He's like wanting to spend his money, and the attitude, generally speaking, is it's one of no information, no transparency, and no empathy or compassion or even kindness. So you walk in and it's like, okay, like, should I get a root canal or an engagement ring for my girl? I'd rather go for the root canal because it's less painful, and
In order to buy something that frankly is like you could find on Amazon, it's like off a warehouse shelf. To me, I walk in those stores and I'm like,
100%.
who couldn't buy the same thing? You come to us and we're constantly talking to you about custom designs, about working with artists, about different jewelers, about musicians, authors. Like, this is a process, and any of that stuff that's a part of your life or that you're interested in is what we're inviting people to participate with. So hopefully I think people can hopefully track all that.
Yeah, it's something different, and we don't want to, like, we don't want everyone to love us. We just want a few people to really love us, and we
Yeah.
take the time to create every single special order piece, for you, that reflects you. That's not something that you can just go and buy on Amazon or any cookie cutter type stores. But I also like just talking more about the industry and like lifting up the hood, saying, hey
Mm.
man, like, just so you know, this is why this is priced this way, this is why this works that way, this is why lab created diamonds are less expensive than mine diamonds, and just like, I think people really, really appreciate the idea of kind of getting that insider knowledge. And I'm always learning, but it's just cool to be able to like share that. I learn just as much from my clients as they do from me, and but it's a cool, I think, a better approach to just have a conversation with someone as equals, as opposed to, oh, look at me, you're lucky to even be in my store, and how dare you ask to see this ring. It's like, really? Like, bro,
Yeah.
newsflash, like, you're just a salesman at a
Yeah.
store. Like, who are you exactly?
Yeah. And just this thing, like, all diamonds and all jewelry are so precious. It has to be pretentious. Also, it's like breaking that down. It's like not necessarily, like, not all diamonds are so super precious and expensive. And there's a lot of variety and a lot of dishonesty in a way, right? Like, it's just being made up. Like, this difference between naturally mined and lab grown, and the incredible price differences. I mean, there's other examples like that, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, people have a lot of access to information, and so gone are the days where you can just, like, not do that. And so yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's going to be very exciting to be able to actually start working more and more remotely. We talk with Bill and I have really into learning and taking different classes, and there's a big shout out to Robbie Haddad and
Yes.
Jewelry Marketers Pro, and I've learned so much from him. And he talks a lot about virtual appointments, and that's what we're doing here. We're social selling. We're on Facebook. We're on literally like 6 different platforms: Diamond and Music, Diamonds and Music, Facebook, Diamonds and Music, Google My Business, Angelucci Jewelers, etc. And we're just kind of like building a relationship with you guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. My cell phone is 949-302-0155. Where can they reach you, Bill?
You can go right to Diamonds and Music, and the number is right up in the corner. It's 877-367-4709. So you just go to diamondsandmusic.com and you'll see in the upper left-hand corner 877-367-4709.
When we started doing this show, I kind of like, oh, whatever, follow. I love following different formulas, but like we got to be ourselves, man. Like you and
Yep.
I have had a great conversation for the last 30 plus years, and we just want to have fun and just share with you guys what we care about, which is what diamonds and music. And like we like to see live music. We like to go and check out music. We love to be surrounded by artists and musicians and authors and
Yes.
poets and people who inspire us. And jewelry is wearable art. It's art. It's literally art that you put on your body. So
Yeah. I
you know
love that. I'm gonna take a wager. I bet we're the only jewelry brand that inside of roughly 2 weeks are gonna be present both at the NAMM Show and at JCK.
You're right. I don't think anyone else has that combination, man. It's something that we really want to celebrate, and we
Mm,
got to do that, Bill. And just like truly just be ourselves and turn up the volume of exactly who we are, as opposed to trying to fit into the some cookie cutter whatever.
yeah.
But guys, like we participate in this world. Like give us a call. Check out our websites, angeluccijewelry.com, diamondsandmusic.com.
We are available. You have a jeweler. If you ever hear this or you see this or
Absolutely.
anyone in your family and amongst your friends, please, it would be I guess I should say it in a positive way. The positive way is you do have a personal jeweler. You have two. We're available. We've got such a variety from fine jewelry, the most beautiful fine jewelry, the most elegant high-end jewelry, to any budget for engagement rings or the piece that you wanted on Angelucci jewelry and such heritage, and something new and more fashion jewelry at lower price points at Diamonds and Music.
That's right. Give you a little sneak peek. Let's say you want to, you're looking for an engagement ring, right? Like, where do I start? Boom, angeluccijewelry.com. Engagement rings. I have almost 2,000 different engagement rings on here. Round halo. These
Man.
are some of the most popular styles. But the point is this: if you live in Seattle or Texas or Missouri or wherever you are, we can literally hop on a Zoom call and give you an incredible, diamond presentation. And let's say this is the ring that you want right here with the filigree accents. Boom! Within 2 to 3 weeks, I can have it in your hand. And this is the private jeweler concierge service. This is not just let me walk into Zales and get ripped off, because
Mhm.
we've eliminated, Bill and I have literally, like, over the course of the last several years, eliminated every single piece of excess fat and
Mhm.
non-essential things, like a physical jewelry store. Do I need to spend 50 grand on a mall lease? No, I don't. I don't even need an office. I meet people in their homes. I can meet you on Zoom. We can help you on the website. Like, this is a
Yep.
truly omni-channel solution to all of your jewelry needs.
21st century, man. It's the 21st century.
Amen.
I love it. And people watch this at different times. I mean, you may not see like now, or you might come in and check it out for a little bit. Like, there are people who watch this post after it's up and check it out in the first 24 to 48 hours after we broadcast every time.
I've noticed that. Yeah. And that's what's so beautiful about this thing, is because it's literally, and look at the Diamonds and Music website. It's so well done. Kudos to you, Bill. You really
We're
created
working away on it. We're working away on it, and we're doing something else new too. I mean, part of what I might share is to focus a little bit more on a couple of the brands and a little bit more on the feminine side, so we can focus on the music and the artisan side here. We're going to be looking to develop another site in temperate and tropical.
Yeah. So explain what is that about?
Yeah, so it's just about taking, some of the jewelry that we have so that we can even make the site, I think in my mind, like, more minimal or more elegant at Diamonds and Music, more focused focused on those custom pieces, the music jewelry, the aesthetic we've talked about. And some of what we're seeing now, you know, we're going to jump over a little bit more of that feminine energy, the creative Brazil collection that we've been seeing to really get that to shine will represent the entire tropical side. And then on the temperate side, it'll be actually kind of some of the pieces you see right there in featured collection, the quartz crystal pieces that are designed here in the Pacific Northwest and Alaska by regional artists here. And it's kind of representing both the temperate rainforest, which is where I am, and the tropical rainforest, which are actually the biggest lungs of planet Earth. Are the Amazon, which we all know and have a sense of and hear about when the Amazon's burning or we're losing sections of the Amazon, makes it into the news. We hear about that. Well, that's one of the lungs of planet Earth, certainly the Western world. And then the other lung is really our temperate rainforest from Oregon, Washington, the entire Northwest. I mean, it includes Montana, Idaho, up into Canada, all the way to Alaska.
Wow.
There's just enormous forest land there. So many trees that are literally breathing, for us in part, right? Because they're breathing in CO2 and breathing out oxygen.
They are our lungs. Without these areas, we literally would cease to exist. And I know that's like kind of really important for all of us, but I think growing up in the Pacific Northwest, you've always had this real a beautiful affinity to hiking and being outdoors, and you kind of grew up with the idea that like man and nature we're not separate, right?
No. Yeah. I always laugh, like the biggest thing that's different from, I lived in LA for 15 years. And a lot of times you're like, well, I'll just walk outside in shorts, and flip-flops or something, chill and just see, oh, do I need to wear jeans today or what? Or I'll go out or if it's raining, if there's going to be rain, there's been lots of news or alerts about it. In Seattle, unless it's August, and even then sometimes you look out your window before you get dressed to see what you're supposed to wear.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Like, I know they said what was going to happen on the news last night, but that ain't necessarily what's out the window.
Exactly.
At any given time. So you have this immediate engagement very regularly, or just every time you walk out your door, there's this engagement with I'm being impacted by the natural world. And then we're very close to it. And there's a lot of trees here compared to a lot of other places. I mean, they basically built a city in the middle of a forest. So,
yeah, it's I think the older I get, I definitely have a love-hate relationship with LA, but it's concrete jungle down here, man. It's
the desert has its own beauty. That's for sure. The desert has its own beauty.
Of course.
I'm going to share just a little bit while we're working on this. I'm not in love with this yet, but if anybody is watching this and you're a designer or, you want to get in the conversation or contribute with us, this is just a mock-up for an initial site. You'll see some of the info, but there's an initial logo that's a Douglas fir tree and a palm tree. I'm not in love with it yet.
Is really cool.
Yeah, I think what I might do is actually do the branches where it has more detail. I could zoom in. Here's another look.
Zoom in
at the mock-up, but I might just do like a branch or a piece
kind of like that
Douglas
color.
fir.
I love the green, man. I love the
You
color.
like the green. Okay, good.
I do.
Yeah. I mean, you can see some of so basically you take your existing website and then you start building with that. So that's, there's existing product, and then we'll change the products afterwards. You kind of build it, but we're basing it on this kind of tan, the black, the white, and this dark green.
Very cool. Yeah, I do. I dig that color scheme, man.
Yeah, I think this is just it just looks imbalanced to me. It just feels like the tree, the fir tree is too thick and the palm's too thin, but
well, it needs a little work, but the idea is there. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I'm taking a online course with Sophia Amoruso, the founder of Nasty Girl, and this is exactly what we're working on right now is color scheme and fonts and mood boards and kind of like the DNA of any brand, and Yeah, we'll definitely rap about this, and if you guys have any input, please,
Yeah.
you know,
It's a process, right? If you want like help to shape and participate in the brand, when did you do that last? And I just thought I'd mention while I'm here, we're talking about the quartz crystal pieces. I've shown this before, but I thought I'd just show a little bit of that. Mercury has been in retrograde recently and has been a little bit funky for a lot of us. If you get some nice quartz, you can kind of balance yourself out if you like all that kind of thing. And if you don't, and you just think it's pretty, that works too. Yeah, so this is this nice piece that I always like that we have featured. They look so nice on the finger, and you see a lot of quartz and not as much of the ring of the band of gold. Like here it was,
right.
Some other rings, but when it's on the finger, you really see a lot of the quartz is really nice.
Yeah, I agree. That's really cool.
Sweet.
Well,
So
thanks.
that's what we're up to around here, man. We got conferences coming up. We've got music and instruments going on. We gotta figure out. We haven't talked about. I'm excited to I hadn't talked to you about how you want to distribute that music once you get it recorded. We got to figure all that out and digitally distribute it. And
yeah,
I'm so
definitely.
excited for it, dude.
Man, I'm telling you, like I when I was 19, 20, I had my own band, and it was a little jazz quintet, and we started getting little gigs, but then I kind of gave up on being a band leader and just kind of like became a sideman, and it was just easier to not have to find gigs and just kind of show up and play. But you lose a lot of creative freedom when you do that, and you can't necessarily like kind of self-express in the same way. Not that playing with other musicians or other bands is bad. It's just a different type of a thing. And so now I'm kind of come full circle and really, but I always told myself that I want to start with John Coltrane because he's such a huge influence on my life and the best saxophone player, period. I don't care what you say. We can have this discussion later, but he's just a force of nature. They even, well, for a while they had the Church of John Coltrane in San Francisco, and they just released a Love Supreme recording that was done in Seattle, actually. Digitally remastered.
Because that's what you're going to do, right? I was going to ask. You are doing the Love Supreme. You're doing the full album?
No, I'm not doing the full album. I have other tunes like Ole from Africa Brass and Song of the Underground Railroad. And so I think conceptually I want to do like maybe 5 tunes, Coltrane tunes, more of a traditional kind of Latin jazz type deal. But then also either add like 5 or 6 more like just kind of a little bit more creatively open. Maybe incorporate some electronic music or some Afro-Cuban sort of.
Taz, please. I was waiting for you, dude. Let's get some of those with some of that.
Yeah, man. I'm open.
Tribal, Afro-Cuban, and just those rhythms, and then with some electronic sounds. Oh my God, man. That would do the 5 traditional straightforward and then do another few more. That would be so nice.
Recently I've been inspired a lot by Robert Glasper. He's a phenomenal piano player, producer, and he's really like put his own incredible stamp on the world of jazz. I mean, I went to his show at the Blue Note in New York City last October, Bill, and I've never seen the Blue Note packed. There was literally a line roped around the whole venue 3 times for a jazz show. And so that really doesn't happen too often. The guy's just breaking a lot of barriers. Chris Rock did an opening. Like people just
Chris Rock opens your jazz show. I mean, dude, bro, what a show, bro.
It was epic, man. Just like beyond virtuosity, and to be around that, like to be, more involved in playing music and maybe start booking bands in Italy and Europe and just be around it. I'm going to surround myself again 20 years later, like I did in my 20s, like with music, man.
Yep. It's both. It's both. It's both. Yeah,
For sure.
so
For sure.
I love it.
Awesome, you guys. So angeluccijewelry.com. We are here to help you. The other incredible website is diamondsandmusic.com. Stay tuned
Yep.
for Tempered and Tropical. I think what you're doing is awesome, man. Like, I'm here to support you, and you know, we're gonna work together
Thank
and
you.
create some really cool stuff. And I just want to, you know, say thank you for all of our supporters and listeners and viewers. And hey, you know, if you guys have a question about the world of jewelry, hit us up. Let us know. Don't be afraid to reach out. You know,
Yes.
we're not going to tackle you and, you know, pressure sales you into anything, man. We're just here
No,
to
we're gonna welcome you into this jewelry boutique and collective and record label, and you're gonna come in and sit down and relax and, you know, listen to some great music and look at some amazing jewelry and create something together.
Co-design. That's what we're all about. We're not here to dictate what you want. We're here to listen to what you want, and with your help, create that incredible, you know, legacy piece that you can enjoy for literally, hopefully, generations to come, guys. So reach out to us via the website, the phone, you know, the social media profiles, guys. We're everywhere, and we're happy to answer any questions. So have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Bill. So glad you came home safe from Hawaii.
Thanks,
And,
man.
be well, my brother, and
You too.
thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Ciao, everybody. Thanks again.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.